Hi, this is Darcy from Lippy Girl Makeup, and I'm here today to show you how to make a really easy DIY makeup bag. This is made of felt and just hand stitched. The one I'm going to show you how to make is just big enough to carry my essentials, which is my lip products. I'll just show you the sizing here. This bag fits perfectly a lipstick, a lip gloss, and a lip balm, and it's just so cute, and I can carry it in my bag. And I just love it. So I'm going to show you guys how to make that today. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you what you need to make this bag. You're going to need some thread, and I use white DMC Pearl 5. It's my favorite. Some craft scissors, some things to decorate with. You're going to need a closure made of felt and 2 rectangles for the outside of the bag and 2 rectangles for the inside of the bag. You may be able to hear my baby in the background. I'm sorry about that. So to make this bag, you can fold one of the sheets of felt you would get at Michael's or any craft store, and then just cut it into 4 and round off the edges. You can make this in any size though. The last thing you're going to need is some Velcro tape. I got this at the dollar store. And even though it secures itself, you really do need a glue gun. Alright, so I've just rounded the edges of those rectangles, and I've taken my decals and I've actually pinned them down so I know where to sew them. There's the closure for the bag, and I'll just show you, I also rounded the corner of the inside fabric. I actually round the corners of the outside fabric first, and then I cut the inside pieces to shape. So what I'm going to do is use a running stitch on this design to secure these decals onto the felt. So that's what that looks like. I've also used a whip stitch on the previous design, so I'll show you what the whip stitch looks like. So there's the whip stitch, just so you can see the difference. Okay, so the next step is actually to sew together the closure. And you're not going to sew it all the way around. You're going to start about 1/2 inch from the top and just blanket stitch around to the other side, leaving the bottom half, or the bottom, sorry, 1/2 inch unsewn. So I'm going to show you a blanket stitch here. You just go through and then up through the loop. And you're going to go all the way around and then leaving about 1/2 inch on the bottom open. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to sew that on one of the inside rectangles. Just making sure to get it right in the middle, and pin it in place just to make sure it doesn't move. So here I am, I'm just placing it in the middle of the inside rectangle. So that's a piece of the inside color. And I'm going to whip stitch all the way around that. Okay, so here it is whip stitched all the way around. Don't worry about how ugly it looks on the other side, because we're going to cover that with the front of the makeup case, so you're not even going to get to see that. So that makes that a lot prettier. You don't have to worry about the back side. Now that we have those together, we're going to put the back 2 pieces together as well, and then you're going to blanket stitch only the front and back, only at the top, okay, because that's where you're going to be able to open your bag up. So at the top you're going to blanket stitch those 2 pieces together. Okay, so I've got my front blanket stitched together on the top, sorry, and I've got my bottom or back side blanket stitched on the top of that as well. So now it's time to put the front and back together, and we're going to blanket stitch around the rest of the bag. So we're almost finished, literally 1 step left. We're going to put the Velcro onto the closure, and just cut a piece of that Velcro tape wide enough to go across the closure. And this one is actually self-adhesive, but that's not going to be enough to keep it closed, and we're going to be opening and closing this a lot to get our lip products, so I use glue gun just to make sure it never comes off, or it doesn't come off easily. And I just glue that onto the top of the closure first, and then I position the bottom piece by kind of seeing where it matches on the bag, and then I glue that down. Okay, so now we have the closure on, and I'm just going to show you the bags all finished. They're so fun, and you can do any design you want, and if you want a bigger size, just use the bigger rectangle. So there you go. That's how you make your own makeup bag.